हेलो फ्रेंड्स, दिस इज रविंद्र गज्जर, अ फुल टाइम फोटोग्राफर एंड एजुकेटर बेस्ड इन अहमदाबाद, इंडिया। दोस्तों, मेरा एक रेंटल हाउस भी है जहाँ पे हम कैमरा, लेंसेज और गैजेट्स फोटोग्राफर्स और मोशन पिक्चर मेकर्स को रेंट करते हैं। तो कई सारे फोटोग्राफर्स और सिनेमाटोग्राफर्स मुझे ये पूछते हैं कि कौन से लेंसेज और कैमरा सिस्टम स्पेसिफिक जॉनर ऑफ फोटोग्राफी के लिए अच्छे हैं। तो दोस्तों, आज ऐसे ही दो वन ऑफ द मोस्ट सॉट आफ्टर लेंसेज जो स्टैंडर्ड जूम कैटेगरी में आते हैं, उनको मैं हेड टू हेड कंपेयर करने जा रहा हूं। जो एक लेंस है Tamron, जो 28-75mm f2.8 DI3 लेंस, यानी कि जो सोनी फुल फ्रेम ई माउंट मिररलेस कैमरा सिस्टम के लिए बनाया गया है, ऐसे लेंस का सक्सेसर वर्जन है विद जनरेशन 2 मार्क। और दूसरा एक लेंस है वन ऑफ द वेरी पॉपुलर लेंसेज फ्रॉम आर्ट सीरीज लाइनअप from Sigma, that is 24-70mm f2.8 lens which is made for Sony full frame E-mount mirrorless camera system। तो दोस्तों, ये दोनों लेंसेज को हेड टू हेड अनबायस्ड न्यूट्रली कंपेयर करने के लिए मैंने जो कैमरा सिस्टम यूज किया है वो Sony Alpha 7 Mark III कैमरा सिस्टम है, जो ऑलमोस्ट 3 महीने पुराना ही कैमरा बॉडी है। और ये कैमरा बॉडी को हमने फैक्ट्री सेटिंग पर रीसेट किया हुआ है, यानी बॉडी स्पेसिफिक जो कैमरा का प्रोसेसर होता है जो इमेज को इंप्रूव करता है, वो जितने भी बॉडी स्पेसिफिक फंक्शंस हैं वो हमने स्विच ऑफ करके रखे हैं। जैसे कि आप देखिए लेंस कंपेंसेशन, जिसमें कई सारे फीचर्स होते हैं कि लेंस विनिएटिंग करेक्शन, यानी कि जिसको शेडिंग करेक्शन बोला जाता है, डिस्टॉर्शन करेक्शन, एब्रेशन करेक्शन, ये सभी सेटिंग स्विच ऑफ करके रखे हैं। कैमरा का डायनेमिक रेंज वो हमने ऑफ रखा हुआ है। कैमरा में पिक्चर प्रोफाइल, क्रिएटिव स्टाइल, पिक्चर इफेक्ट, वो सब भी हमने स्विच ऑफ करके रखा हुआ है। और कैमरा का जो फर्मवेयर है वो 4.01 यानी कि लेटेस्ट प्रिवेलेंट फर्मवेयर हमने अपडेट किया हुआ है। तो फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू वी हैव एंश्योर्ड दैट द एंटायर टेस्ट प्रोसीजर इज अनबायस्ड एंड कंप्लीटली न्यूट्रल। सो फ्रेंड्स, मेरे स्टूडियो में मैंने कॉर्नर में कई सारे लेंस टारगेट रखे हुए हैं। Based on that, I will be carrying out systematic test procedures of these two lenses. And दोस्तों, जो लाइट हमने यूज किया है वो कंटिन्यूअस कंट्रोल एनवायरमेंट लाइट है, जो 5500 के कलर टेम्परेचर पर बैलेंस किया गया है। तो दोस्तों, बिफोर आई गो इनटू डिटेल्स ऑफ दिस रिव्यू, लेट मी से दैट दिस इज अ कंप्लीटली अनबायस्ड एंड अनपेड रिव्यू। तो दोस्तों, स्टे विथ मी इन दिस रिव्यू एंड आई विल गिव यू सम ऑफ द रियल टाइम फाइंडिंग्स एंड टेस्ट रिजल्ट्स carried out in this detailed test. So friends, the moment you hold both of these lenses into your hands, you will feel massive difference in terms of size and weight. Both lenses are well built, professional grade quality and everything, but the difference you will notice is that Tamron is quite lightweight at 540 gram of weight, and Sigma is no doubt very well built but 830 gram of weight. Looking at the first impressions, both the lenses are having external zoom mechanism. So the moment you rotate zoom ring, the external element will come out in order to zoom, and both lenses are internal focusing lenses. So focusing is done within internal element only. But the most important thing to notice is that the zoom ring is given on filter side, in the sense front side on Tamron lens, wherein zoom ring is given on back side near the mount attachment on Sigma's lens. एक specific change मैंने notice किया वो ये है कि Tamron लेंस की जूम रिंग रोटेशन एग्जैक्टली एज पर सोनी के जूम रिंग रोटेशन है। अगर आप सिग्मा के लेंस को ऑपरेट करते हैं तो दैट हैज कंप्लीटली ऑपोजिट रोटेशन ऑफ जूम रिंग। द लेंस फोकल लेंथ इज हैविंग स्लाइट डिफरेंस इन टर्म्स ऑफ कवरेज. The Tamron is having 28-75mm of focal length, a slightly less wider than Sigma's lens at 24mm, and Sigma lens gives telemos focal length of 70mm, wherein Tamron gives 5mm of higher telephoto focal length than Sigma at 75mm. Both lenses are having different filter attachment. Tamron is having 67mm of consistent filter attachment as of DI3, that is Tamron lineup of other lenses or Sony full frame E-mount mirrorless camera system, and Sigma is having 82mm of wide filter attachment. Both lenses are f2.8 constant aperture lenses with maximum open aperture of f2.8 and the minimum aperture is f22. The major difference between both of the lenses is in terms of its magnification. A slightly higher magnification is achieved with Tamron lens due to its focal length advantage. Both the lenses are having circular aperture diaphragm, wherein Tamron has 9-blade circular aperture diaphragm and Sigma is having 11-blade circular aperture diaphragm. Speaking about elements of these lenses, Tamron is made out of 17 elements in 15 groups and Sigma is having 19 elements in 15 groups. Tamron has 2 molded glass aspherical lens elements and 2 low dispersion glasses, and Sigma has 6 FLD glasses, 1 SLD glass and 3 aspherical glass elements. A visible difference externally, apparently you will see on both of the lenses, is that Sigma has zoom lock function switch given, and which Tamron does not have. Sigma lens have autofocus lock button, and the same kind of button which is called focus set button is given on Tamron lens also. Autofocus and manual focus button switch is given on Sigma lens, which is not available on Tamron lens. So दोस्तों एक apparently visible change जो मैंने Tamron के लेंस पर देखा वो है एक C टाइप कनेक्शन पोर्ट जो सिग्मा के लेंस पर मिसिंग है। तो दोस्तों अगर आप Tamron.in सर्च पर जाएंगे और डिटेल सर्च करेंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि ये लेंस सेल्फ कस्टमाइजेबल लेंस है, यानी कि C टाइप कनेक्शन पोर्ट से और एक सेपरेटली अवेलेबल केबल जो आपको अलग से परचेज करना पड़ेगा, वो केबल से आप ये लेंस को Tamron लेंस यूटिलिटी, यानी कि उसका एक डेस्कटॉप वर्जन और एंड्रॉयड वर्जन दोनों अवेलेबल है, वो यूटिलिटी से आप ये लेंस को कई सारे स्टिल फोटोग्राफी और मोशन पिक्चर के कंटेंट के लिए आप सेल्फ कस्टमाइज कर सकते हैं। जैसे कि आप सिनेमेटोग्राफी में यूज होने वाले कई सारे फंक्शंस जैसे कि फोकस पुलिंग, पॉइंट ए यानी नियरेस्ट पॉइंट से फारदेस्ट पॉइंट बी तक एक फोकस आपको पुल करना है, तो आप स्पेसिफिक सेकंड्स असाइन करके पॉइंट ए टू पॉइंट बी तक फोकस पुलिंग ऑटोमेटिक विथ हेल्प ऑफ लेंस फोकस सेट बटन खुद कैरी आउट कर सकते हैं। और ऐसे कई सारे दूसरे फंक्शंस हैं जो क्रिटिकल फंक्शंस हैं वो आप ये लेंस में खुद कैरी आउट कर सकते हैं, तो मैं इसको एक बड़ा एडवांटेज मानता हूँ। फ्रेंड्स, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, वन thing to notice is that Tamron gives you almost 3 to 4 years of warranty at no extra cost, subject to offer available and registration to be done online. And Sigma gives you 2 years of warranty only. And friends, I have carried out a detailed test on these two lenses into controlled environment, wherein I have carried out 5 tests. The first test is perceptual sharpness test, second is accuracy of color rendering test, distortion test, vignette test, and focus drive speed test, specifically for video functionality. So friends, I am taking you to the real-time test results, and all the images displayed here are straight out of camera images and minimally processed, because we have reset the camera body and we are not appending any body specific improvements or processed image settings in order to improve these images. At 28mm f2.8 aperture value, both the lenses Sigma and Tamron show adequate sharpness in central part, but if you minutely observe, then Tamron is still slightly more sharper than Sigma, and the significant difference is achieved in peripheral corner area. When you move to corner areas, compared to Sigma, Tamron is much sharper and apparently sharp. At 35mm f2.8 aperture value, the Sigma is slightly less sharp and Tamron becomes noticeably sharper than Sigma at again f2.8 aperture, and corners of Tamron are quite sharper, considerably sharper than Sigma's image. So here A063, that is Tamron who wins. At 50mm and 70mm focal length, which is almost a telefocal length, and f2.8 aperture, you can say that Sigma is less sharp compared to Tamron. And at 70mm telemost end of 24 to 70mm lens of Sigma performs extremely poor, wherein at telephoto focal length of 50mm and 70mm, Tamron shows really noticeable sharpness and much more improved sharpness at 70mm, and at the same time corners of the image of Tamron are much sharper and extremely sharper at 70mm. So here again I say Tamron's 28 to 75mm generation 2 lens wins. We have carried out test at different focal lengths and different aperture values, like say f4. Again you will see the images are attached here. Tamron is really leading in terms of central sharpness, and in terms of corner sharpness Tamron is really excelling and really found very much sharp. At f5.6 and 28mm of focal length, both the lenses are at par sharp, or you can say Tamron is slightly more sharp and Sigma is slightly less sharp, wherein Tamron is really showing adequate sharpness into peripheral corner part as well. So still I say that both are performing really equal at 28mm and f5.6 aperture. Again, at 5.6 aperture value and at focal length of 50mm and 70mm, Tamron is still leading in terms of sharpness in central part, and peripheral is quite sharp. So what does it mean? It means that this lens can be used at wide open aperture also for specific shots of say product photography, or specific shots of landscape photography, or some kind of telephoto product photography or telephoto architectural photography wherein you are using 50 mm and 70 mm focal length. Friends, speaking about color rendering ability of both the lenses render almost equal saturation and brightness of colors, and RGB and CMYK colors are almost exactly identically rendered by both of the lenses, while Tamron colors are slightly more saturated and Sigma's colors are slightly less saturated. The one phenomenon to notice here is that the white color spectrum rendered by Sigma is having slightly blue color tint compared to Tamron's lens. Overall test results will reveal that the image captured by Sigma is having slightly bluish content, slightly bluish color tint than Tamron's lens. Friends, discussing about the distortion test, both the lenses show adequate distortion because we have switched off distortion correction from Sony's camera body system, which is called lens compensation distortion correction. At 28 mm of focal length, both the lenses show exactly identical distortion. But when we move from 28 mm to 35 mm of focal length, Sigma shows compared to Tamron a barrel distortion, wherein Tamron shows slightly pin cushion distortion at 35 mm of focal length. When we move from 35 mm focal length to 50 mm focal length, Sigma lens shows adequate or slightly less distortion compared to Tamron's lens, and Tamron lens again shows a slight of pin cushion distortion and central part of the image looks slightly smaller. And moving from that focal length to 70 mm of focal length, Tamron again shows a slightly more distortion compared to Sigma's image, and the central part of image still digs in due to pin cushion distortion. So friends, distortion can be controlled in multiple ways. In editing you can remove distortion, or by switching the lens compensation distortion correction on, you can remove distortion. When we corrected this both images by simple one plugin going into Sony image edit program, both lenses showed perfectly no distortion once it was corrected by single click. So friends, distortion is not a great issue, but no doubt Tamron shows slightly more distortion. But what I understand from that distortion point of view is that distortion has some positive effect if you are doing photography, specifically portrait photography or people photography with Tamron lens. Friends, in terms of vignette taste, both the lenses perform at par, and vignette is a phenomenon wherein corner part, a peripheral part of the image looks slightly dark due to fall of light, and that phenomenon purely depends on the size of lens at different aperture value and at different focal length. Looking at the test results, both the lenses perform almost equal at 28 mm of focal length, wherein Tamron lens shows slightly 0.3 EV of more vignetting at 28 mm of focal length. When you move from 28 mm f2.8 to 28 mm f4, both the lenses show almost equal vignetting, and Tamron shows slightly 0.3 EV of improvement over vignette. At the same focal length, moving from f4 to f5.6, both the lenses show almost similar, almost identical vignetting, but still Tamron shows a slightly higher than 0.3 EV of less vignetting at corners. So corners are less darker with Tamron lens. Moving from f5.6 to f8 at same focal length of 28 mm, again Tamron shows slightly less vignetting compared to Sigma's lens. In vignette test also, if you look very carefully at the image, you will come to know that Sigma lens renders slightly bluish color tint. As I rightly said, in terms of color rendering test, Sigma renders slightly bluish, almost cool color tint. You will see the same result apparently visible to you in vignette test. Like say, at different focal lengths and different aperture values, if you compare both the lenses, vignetting remains almost same. At 35 mm of focal length, if you see, Tamron and Sigma shows almost same identical vignetting, wherein Tamron has slightly more darker 0.3 EV of darker vignetting at corner, peripheral end, and both the lenses show almost equal vignetting in terms of light dropping at peripheral areas. Friends, once you switch on shading correction on from lens compensation menu, this vignetting completely goes away. You can choose to keep vignetting correction, in the sense shading correction called by Sony, as switched on while shooting, or you can in post processing also you can remove this vignetting with single click if you are using Sony's image edit program. And in video, specific video editing programs give you vignetting correction options depending upon its importance and depending upon its sensitivity. Friends, for video and motion picture test, we tested the lenses in terms of focusing speed, focusing accuracy, and responsiveness of focus into identical shooting environment, and keeping same settings of focus drive speed and focus responsiveness from the camera body. And we found that Tamron is much ahead in terms of quickness and accuracy and swiftness in focusing. And this probably depends on its VXD drive, that is called voice coil extreme torque drive. One apparent difference between both of the lenses is that 2470 f2.8 Sigma lens, being bulky and chunky in size, its focusing unit could be heavier, and probably its focusing drive could be taking slightly more time in terms of focusing speed and focusing responsiveness, wherein I found Tamron to be extremely speedy in terms of focusing, and the results are in front of your eyes on the screen. Friends, we have kept the macro target as high contrast target to help lenses focus properly, and we are not using the minimum object distance of both of the lenses, and rather we are placing the high contrast macro target at almost 18 to 20 inches from focal plane of the camera. So make sure that lenses are not facing any difficulty in focusing. And the infinity target is also having very good bright backdrop of sky and nice merging high contrasty trees and leaves in front. And to make it unbiased, we reset the camera body's menu from video function menu into that AF drive speed was kept normal and AF tracking sensitivity was kept standard. So the test results are in front of your eyes. We are showing you the exact video footage tested at different focal length on both of the lenses. The EXIF data for the video was ISO 100, 1/200 of shutter speed, 25 frames per second, and UHD resolution, that is 3840 by 2160. You can see that at 28 mm, Sigma 2470 mm lens takes 2.16 seconds going from macro to infinity, and from infinity to come back to macro it takes 2.92 seconds, wherein Tamron functions excessively, surprisingly fast, and it takes only 0.76 seconds going from macro to infinity, and coming back to macro from infinity it takes 0.64 seconds only. On the other hand, at 50 mm of focal length, keeping the same EXIF data, Sigma takes 2.72 seconds going from macro to infinity, and coming back to macro from infinity it takes 2.40 seconds, wherein Tamron takes 0.92 seconds going from macro to infinity, and coming back to macro from infinity it takes 0.52 seconds. At 70 mm, Sigma takes 2.56 seconds from macro to infinity, and from infinity to macro it takes 2.32 seconds, wherein Tamron takes 1.80 seconds going macro to infinity, and infinity to macro it takes 0.92 seconds. So friends, results are in front of your eyes. You can see the footage shot by us, and frame per frame footage we have cut in editing program, and we are showing that exactly to you how the focus drive performs at various focal lengths. Friends, being a photographer or cinematographer, how do we carry out taste and judge performance of any lens? What we do is that we point out lens at any given or available object, and we try to carry out sharpness test or even focusing drive test and like. But that is not a very organized way of doing it. What we have done is that we have used internationally approved test targets into lab based environment, and we have used one single camera body to head compare both of the lenses. And friends, into that we have tried to remain absolutely neutral and unbiased. If you want a really good lens which is not only sharp in terms of central part but into peripheral areas as well, which is quite faster in terms of focusing speed and drive functionality, and apart from that a lens which is self customizable for cinematography and photography functions, my verdict goes with Tamron lens. So friends, if you really like this video, then share your comments into comment section, and all of the images which are used for testing purpose and we have captured into lab environment are attached into detail given with this video's link. So friends, share your comments, share your views on this, and stay tuned for such more upcoming reviews. Thank you.